Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work on Visual Builder, and well, we're not exactly going to work on it. We're going to make a code generator that takes the output from Visual Builder and then turns that into C++ code that we can compile into Serenity GUI program. So I think I have a little thing here. Yeah, but we can make something new just for testing. It will be more fun. So why don't we make a label here and we'll say something like hello world, I guess. That's good enough for me. And let's also make some buttons. Maybe this one will say lefty. And we'll make another one that says something else. And not righty. Let's add some checkboxes too, just for fun. We'll call it CB1, and we can have a second one called CB2. It doesn't have to be so fancy. The point is that we just want this, or actually let's put something more fun in here. Let's put awesome, and selection option is cool. All right, now we have awesome and cool. So let's save this form. And we can quit. And then it's gonna end up here, hard-coded location, because I never bothered to actually make a save dialog yet for Visual Builder, but this is the pre-printed JSON, so we're gonna, I guess we're gonna exit the VM at this point and just make a mount point, and we'll mount the disk image here, and we'll take out the little form file, and why don't we put it in well, I guess we should make a directory for our new project. So this is going to go in DevTools. Finally, something else to go in DevTools other than just Visual Builder. So we're going to call this one Form Compiler, or Form Compiler? I guess that's pretty good. I was thinking Form Generator, Form Code Generator. Form Compiler works. Okay. Then I guess we can just copy this to there. Form Compiler. Yeah, and form. All right, so we're good. Now let's create a program that let's just see that we can look at it. Oh, I don't have JQ. Let's get JQ. It's probably good to have JQ. Because I don't have JP, the JSON Pretty Printer. I don't have it on the host system, so I just want something that will print out JSON in a beautiful way. Wait, how do you do this? Oh, like that, right. Yeah, this looks like what we want. So actually, what does the tooltip say there? It's null. Okay, well, I was just wondering what was up with this. It's black? It looks kind of weird. Well, let's not worry too much about that. Or, let me see. Yeah, it says null. I guess it's null in black text. That's weird. Whatever. Let's make a program that reads this thing. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit and copy a make file from the ACK unit tests directory, just because I just want to make like a single program. So this is going to compile on the host, right? It's not going to compile to run inside Serenity, at least not right now. Of course, in the future, when Serenity is self-hosting, then we want to run it inside Serenity. But for now, this is going to be used on the host to generate C++ code on the host that we can then use to compile designed user interfaces. Okay, so we're gonna call this form compiler, I guess. It's gonna use form compiler. Maybe we can just make a main file here. And we are gonna need all of these. And they are not in that directory, they are in back. This is gonna be very hackish, but I'm just making a quick little makefile thingy here so that we can make a host program. I wish I had a nice setup already for like something ready-made that would allow you to use ACK in a new host project very easily, but I don't have anything like that at the moment, so I have to do this. Json array, and I'm just adding these as dependencies here because it would be so annoying if I change them around and then it doesn't actually. Oh, I guess we can do something like this actually. So sources. That, and then we don't have to repeat ourselves. Sources, program. Are we good? Touch main CPP. Oh yeah, we didn't make a main. Let's just I don't know, act log stream. What am I doing? I should be doing this in QCreator, not in form compiler main. Here we are. Okay. And like that. We're going to want to use some more stuff here, definitely. So I'm already, but let's just see that we can build and run. Okay, so it builds and runs. That's good. Now let's also add some stuff from libcore. So we'll get CIO device core, and let's start putting these on new lines here because this is getting really clunky. Let's see, something like this. And I can tidy this up later to make it even nicer, but right now this will have to do. C object, and probably we'll need C event loop. Oh, and they're not in there, they are here. And like that. Boom. Hey, what? Then we need to help this guy out a little bit with some includes. We'll get there very soon, promise. Come on. Come on. Child event. Where does that go? C event? Maybe? I don't remember where everything is in these libraries. Okay, good. Then now we have this thing building on the host, and we can include C file, and we can say if argc is not 2, then usage. Something like that. RGB 0. Okay. And we don't have printf. Well, we can probably afford to include stdio, don't you think? And we'll just do that. Okay, and then we'll make a v file for this thing, so rhv1. Let's see, device read only. If that doesn't work, we'll print out error message here. Wait, I don't know. None of that was useful. Fail to open, or cannot open rhv1. And actually, we have the error string as well, so let's just pass that. There we go. And that should be an error code. Okay, so a lot of boilerplate so far. Now let's do something interesting. So let's get JSON value, and then file contents. Let's just slurp up all of the file contents with read all. Then we'll do like auto JSON is JSON value from string file contents. Okay, and we should probably have this thing here just so we can see what it looks like. So if JSON, if not JSON is object, then it's certainly not well formed. So we'll just say well formed input. I'll have to get fancy here. Okay. Then we'll do JSON to as object. Then we have to include that, I guess. Let's get the array while we're here for each member. And value. Okay, so for each, now we're going to iterate. So we're just going to iterate over these here, I guess, first. So it's just going to be the name and the widgets. And we don't even have to iterate over those. We should just say auto name JSON as object.get name to string. And I think that's good. And we'll do the other one is the widgets. And that as array. Maybe we'll do that. And then we'll say if not widgets array. We can fail a little bit here too. I think that's okay. I don't want to get too crazy with error checking because this input is going to come from our own JSON framework anyway. So we control the other side of it. So we don't have to go too crazy, I guess. Okay, and then we shouldn't iterate this way. We should instead iterate over as array for each auto values. Now we're going to iterate over every JSON value in this array, and every value is one of these objects here. So let's see. I guess the main issue here is that these things don't have names. That's definitely an oversight. Do we have anything such as called like, we're gonna need a name property because the name property is gonna be like the C++ name of this thing. Because right now, like, how do we know which one is which? Here we don't. So we're gonna have to we're gonna have to add something to CObject. I think CObject should have a name. Oh shit, did I forget to unmount? I did. Oops. Okay. CObject. You have the class name, but you don't have like an object name. So we're gonna add a concept of an object name here. And it will just be a simple string name const. Actually, let's even do it this way. No need for a copy. Like that. And we'll include ag string. And we'll just put the name down here. String and name. And then the way that you use this is that you just say set name. I guess we can take a string view. And name is view. Like that. Not view, name. Duh. Okay. So that's pretty good. Now we just need to expose this everywhere in the Visual Builder. So where the hell does that go? It's in the VB widget. Where do we add all those properties? Right, here are all the properties. So these are like the ones that are common for all widgets. I want this to be sort of automatically generated or based on some meta object info or something. But right now, we don't have that luxury. So we're just gonna do CObject name, set name, and string. Does that work? No, string like that. Okay. Hopefully that's all I have to do, but I am not entirely sure that that's gonna hold up. We'll see. My cat is staring at me, but I'm recording right now, sweetie, and I'll check in with you later. I'm pretty sure she wants to go out, but she just came in. Cats, am I right? Fair amount of stuff to rebuild actually after we touch CObject. I think it makes sense for CObjects to have a name because of things like I was just saying here, like some meta object introspection stuff and meta object traversal would be very useful, and for that type of stuff we're definitely going to want to be able to distinguish the objects from each other, not just by pointer but by some kind of string, which is where the name comes in. So I guess I would like the name to be globally unique, but I'm not going to worry about enforcing that right now. I'm just gonna put that in the back of the mind and think like, yeah, it would be cool if we could enforce that someday. So I guess what we want to do now is maybe we want to load that form that we made, but I lost it already. Shit. Okay, I want to load that form up. Or well, hold on. What am I doing? The first thing I want to do is I want to see that there's even a name thing showing up. So here you are, and name is here, Lala, and we save, and then we let's call it form, and name Lala is there. Okay, that's good. That's cool. So let's just put that in a separate commit right away. So I say libcore. Get to add libcore commit. Oh, libraries libcore get commit. CObject add a name property. This will be useful like Visual Builder Code Generator. And then we had that one, right? So Visual Builder, expose the name property on all widgets. Okay. Now I'm just gonna be lazy here and oh god, that's so ugly. But it's not so many of them. Can we deal with this? Probably we can. So the first one, we'll just call it W1. Oh, like that. And this is where the first one ends, so we'll just say W2. Should have done this. And here is name, W3. These are very unimaginative. I just want them to have unique names, and I don't want to bother with regenerating them right now. So W5, cool, JQ. God damn it! Where did I mess it up? 246. Where was that? Oh, like that. Right, of course. Wait, 621. Why did I think I could edit this without screwing up? Okay, is that good enough? Okay, cool. Looks fine. All right, so can go back to our new program here. And here we are now iterating over objects of this kind. So let's see. I guess we can just assert actually that value is object. And then we'll say auto widget object is value as object. And let me give you a little hand cube creator because I know that you can't deduce this particular auto. Okay, and now widget object is one of these objects. So let's see. First thing we want to do is just get the name of it. So auto name is widget object dot get name to string. Okay, and then why don't we just print out something like I don't know, printf auto star, yeah. Auto star, this is new. I guess class name. Maybe that's the whole trick, like that. Just for starters. Okay, so then we do name characters. And oh, maybe we can actually use the log stream for this. So this is kind of ugly, but we can use the debug log stream right now, even though I don't have an std out log stream, because I think that the debug log stream will just go directly to printf on here. Yeah, so it's just a macro that becomes printf here. So this is a hack. Eventually we should use something other than debug, but I'm just going to do this right now because it will make my my life a little bit easier to be able to use these streams. Oops. Like that, and like that, and like that. Here, class name. Okay, and that one is called class in the JSON. So obviously we can't call the variable here class because that's a keyword. Undefined reference. All right, we gotta include a little bit more here in our beautiful blog of the makefile. I hope this doesn't become like unbearably slow to build, because we don't get the pleasure of incremental building when we put everything into the program like this. But I wanted you to be on this line, and then for everyone to be down here. And I needed log stream, which was the whole reason I started editing. Okay. Cool. Now let's try to compile form.firm, and we're off to a start. Okay. So these need to be parented, actually. So that's something that we should probably start with. So we'll parent them to something called main widget, I guess. So let's see. First thing we should do is just make a main widget. What we'll do, main widget is new. We can send this to string. New G widget with no parent. Actually, maybe that's the default. Well, we can write it this way. It's okay. It's a bit more explicit. And then all of these guys, they need to be constructed with main widget as their parameter. So just make sure that this looks all right. Okay. So let's see, git status, git add form compiler. I think let's just make an initial import here of this program. So start working on a C++ code generator for forms. Cool. All right, so then what do we do next? I guess we want to set up all of these different properties. So then let's see. We have to just iterate over this object, and for each object, then we just generate a call to the setter. So that would just be widget object dot for each member. Property name, property value. These are both JSON values. Okay. Now we can do something like name set. I mean, this is really basic, but property name to string. And I'll do that. And then I guess property name, property value to string. I mean, this isn't gonna be like working right, but well, at least. Oh, let's see. String has no member to string for each member. Oh, right, yeah, because the members are not JSON values; they are just regular strings. So the member names. All right. So We're going to need to give it a little help here, but as you can see, we're off to an interesting start. Maybe we should, let's see, we should probably print out a new line after each one. That would be helpful. I guess to make a new line, this is what you would do. This is kind of really weird, but I'm just gonna write it this way for now, because I don't think that this is a very good idiom for making a new line, but maybe it is. I don't know. Okay. Now we're gonna need to give it a little bit of help. So let's see. I'm thinking like, how do we massage each of these things? So class we should just ignore. If property name is class, then just return for each member, right? And if property value is bool, I mean, I guess yeah, we're gonna have to do something like this. String value. And then we'll say value is property value serialized. Because then we can use the regular Json serialization here actually. So it's the same for is int, or is any number type, I guess. In fact, it'll also work for strings. Wait, is there anything it will not work for, now that I think about it? Maybe this is just what we want. Yeah, this looks really good. This thing here is going to trip us up. Set tooltip null. So for null, it doesn't make sense. So let's see, if property value is null, then let's say that that becomes this in C++. I think that's kind of cool. And I guess the main thing that's gonna be left then is these guys, forecolor and backcolor. We don't have a way to parse colors from hexadecimal like this. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hack this right now and avoid it for a moment. And the way that we're gonna hack it is that we're gonna add set back color and set forecolor. Implement these. We're just gonna hack it like this, so that we can make progress on this, and then we should do like color parsing somewhere in an appropriate place. But right now this will work, and then we should probably put this into some kind of function. So let's be a little nice about what we generate here. So let's say something like that, and that's just for the new line. Empty line, right? And we want to wrap this in some kind of a function, so we'll call it maybe something like UI underscore yeah, UI underscore, and then the name. Let's see, does this make sense? I mean, I'm just wondering how you would like to use this. 'Cause I'm guessing it would be helpful if you could also set up members that you would then have access to later. Maybe that would be the coolest. So if there would be a function that you would call, maybe it would be, how do I want this to work? So like someone who would use this is like the font editor app, which, oh damn it, crashing when I'm trying to show something. The font editor app, which looks like this right now, and I would like to be able to edit this in Visual Builder, because that would be nice. So it would be cool because these things are like member variables, these widgets in the font editor widget window, whatever class, because we need to set up interactions and stuff. So we need some way for this window here to say like, please build this UI and build it into me. So maybe that's the trick, that it should be a member function of whoever. So we can say that we'll put that here. So name form1. Maybe we'll put something different in the name. So instead of form1, I mean, actually, let's leave it like that for now, but we'll actually use that name. So we'll use it as the class name here. So we'll do like this: colon, generate, I guess, or generate widgets. It's kind of cool. Generate widgets. We can even do one of those on a line by himself. And then down here we'll do this. So then it will look like that, and we should probably, let's see, main widget. So next to main widget, I'm thinking what should this return, but we should just return void. And if you want to get the main widget, you can just ask yourself for my main widget, right? So that's fine. Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. It is weird that it's outside though. I mean, it's weird that it's like a member function. Maybe we should make it work a little bit differently. Maybe it should instead take this thing like this. Just call it target. And we will instead put this in a special place. Maybe in a special namespace even. Namespace UI yeah, like that. I'm gonna figure this out, how I want this to work. Okay. So something like that. And then what you would do is that in your code for your class that's called form1, you would just call UI form1 generate widgets this, like this basically. Does that make sense? I don't like that we're putting these on the stack so that they go away. I think that's the mistake that I'm making here. That's why I'm confusing myself. So let's generate an object from this, not just a C++, or I mean not just the setup code. Let's also build a struct. So let's see, how do we do that? I guess we can do a separate iteration because it'll be very, very simple. And it would look something like, I think maybe we don't need the namespace, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Or I'll take it away, actually. So, let's see, we'll define a struct. UI underscore name. That. And like that. And here we will just say class name. Name like that. So we make one of these, and then you can instantiate that and call a function to instantiate all of those widgets. So I guess we can put a main widget on here. Like that. Okay. And let's see, how is this thing gonna work? It will have a member function. No, it will, oh, maybe we should just use a constructor. As you can see, I'm kind of figuring this out as we go, but we'll work it out. UI class name. We'll do that. No, not class name, just name. And then further down here, something like this. And then here we don't have to make all these stack variables. But we'll instead just set up these guys. So then now what you would do is you would just call new UI form1, and it would create one of these guys and then set all of these up. And then you can grab at the main widget. It's kind of neat. Okay, I think maybe this is good enough for a start. So let's see, okay. Let's commit this. Oh, get to add main. Generate a basic UI skeleton holder class. placeholder struct. The idea is that you would use it like this. My widget. You know, this will just be the normal stuff here. So like gwidget parent. Then here comes the good stuff. So then you would maybe have like an MUI, and you say the MUI is new UI my widget. Set main widget MUI main widget, something like that. Yeah, okay. I think that's the general idea. I'm probably forgetting about something or not considering something, but let's just build from here, and then let's see, gwidget placeholder functions for setters, the VB flavored back color and for color. Okay, now I guess we should try to make, let's make a little test program that uses this so we can see that it works. So let's see, demos, and let's see, hello world. I don't know, hello world 2. Not the most imaginative name. And let's see, so how is this going to work? So we want to generate some code, so it's going to be a UI, hello world, and, or let's just call it form1. All of this stuff here is nothing too interesting, but we are going to want to do UI form1.cpp depends on form. Maybe we just call it form. You know what? Let's try to be a bit more proper about this. Hello world. This is going to be hello world 2. It's the next generation hello world, and let's do this properly. Hello world 2. Okay. And then from the dev tools, we will call this hello world 2.frm. Okay. And in order to compile this, we have to, how the heck do we do this? So like dev tools, form compiler, and we have to compile the dependency and just write the result to target. Does that work? What did I do wrong? Like that. Okay, well, we're getting somewhere. So it actually generated this thing, and I was trying to compile it, and it doesn't have any of the includes. So we can fix that. I guess we just have to iterate over these guys and include them. before we do anything else. So let's see. CPP blah blah blah. We don't need name. We can just debug. This is going to look a bit ugly, but it'll be fine. Lib GUI and then class name dot h. Let's see. No member named autofill. Oh, autofill, that's an alias. I have to add an alias for that here. I'll put this next to this guy actually. Set autofill. Should, what's it called? Set should fill. Set fill with background color. That's the thing I'm looking for. Holy shit, it's built. Alright. But now I'm kind of thinking that this should probably be in a .h file, actually. So let's just do that instead. Instead of a CPP file, let's produce it in H file, and then before all of this, that just means that we have to output like pragma once, and then we'll tweak our thing here, like that, and we can do that. We'll have to add this as a dependency manually, I guess, or yeah, let's do that. Okay, now UI hello world. See what that looks like. Isn't that dandy? But we wanted it to be called Hello World 2. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay. That's really cool. Now let's go on Hello World 2 main and actually try to use this thing. This will be very interesting. So I guess the easiest way to use this is to just, we make a window and then we'll include UI Hello World 2.h. Auto, I guess UI is new window set main widget UI main widget, and we had some things in there. We had some buttons, so I guess UI. I don't remember which button is which. We didn't give them very good names. So I'm gonna have to cheat and look at which one is which. So we had a button that said righty. It's called W3. Now I regret these stupid names. So we'll just put something in here. When you click it, we will maybe quit the app. Why not? App quit. Okay, and we can just ignore that. Wow, we actually built this thing. Let's see if we can get it to run. Let's see, we gotta add this stuff to Hello World. I'll make it Hello World 2. I think Hello World 2 is a very funny name, so I'm gonna keep that even though it's so dumb. And then we'll just add it to here, Hello World. actually produce Hello World 2? Yes, we did. Okay, and maybe we should try to just sync it. See if we can run this puppy. Oh, dude, look at that. Well, these things don't work right, but look at that. It is just peachy, isn't it? So we definitely want to turn on autofill on the main widget that we are creating, because otherwise things get all weird. So main widget, this will just be a good default behavior here. That should fill with background color. True. Okay. And what we have to do then is we have to go in the dev tools. So probably the form compiler is one of the first things that we should compile. Dun, 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 dun. And then we can do this and rebuild. Should fill with background color, true. Set should. Oh. Let's call set fill with background color. Well, look at me being silly, not knowing my own APIs. Maybe renaming it to autofill is not a bad idea. Okay. There we go. All right, check this out. Lefty does nothing. If I click on righty, then the app quits. We have just generated C++ code from a visual builder form, and we are compiling it, and shit is basically working. How cool is that? That is both awesome and cool. Am I right? Right. So that's really awesome. Let's see what we can commit here. So let's see, git dev, libraries, libgui. That's just autofill alias, yeah. So let's commit gwidget add set autofill as an alias for set fill with background color. And let's see, Hello World 2, very silly name, but I really like it, so whatever. I like it right now. We're gonna want to git ignore UI.h. Wait, why are you ignoring me? Oh, wait. You're not ignoring me. Get status, make, get status. Okay. And we'll also add the kernel make all and kernel build root file system stuff here. Okay. Demos. Add a Hello World 2 demo. This is simple test app generated from a visual builder form file with its UI generated from, yeah. Name is probably silly, but who cares? Okay, Then let's see. Then we had some form compiler stuff. Produce a header, C++ header file as output. Also, make sure the generated main widget has autofill turned on. Now we just gotta make sure that the build system goes and builds the form compiler maybe as the very first thing that we do. DevTools form compiler. Let's see, make all. So the first thing he does and goes and builds the form compiler. It takes a while, but if we use Ccache, then it's still slow. Oh shit, yeah, because we got I'm gonna want to enable Ccache on this one explicitly, basically, or not explicitly, but we want the feature to be there if you have Ccache. So we just have to do that. Otherwise, this thing here is gonna hold up the build for like a few seconds every time, but instead now it's still slow. Why is it so slow? Don't you realize that it's the same input? Shit. I don't like that. I don't want it to be like this. But okay, let's just make it work first, and then I can separate it out into an incremental build. But I'm not going to do that in the video. I'll do that offline. Because that won't be fun to look at. But basically, I think that we are nearing the end of the video here because I'm pretty happy with what we were able to do. We're just going to look at it one more time once we get to the end here. Yeah, so we're taking this kind of hideous output. Where did you go? Demos, hello world 2. Taking this, I mean, it's not hideous actually. That's kind of cool. We're taking that and turning it into compilable class. And then we can just instantiate it and it builds us this neat UI. We're definitely going to want to expand on this concept, but I think we're off to a very good start here. So I think I'll end the video here. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out with me while I continue to work on this. And yeah, let's just keep going. And I'll see you guys next time.